Hi guys, my name is Ax and I'm an instant healing hypnotherapist. And today I want to share my trauma bond story and how I finally broke it. So let's get started. So first, when I started off, when you get inside your teenage, you want to be out there, you want to have those romantic interactions, and I found it extremely difficult. I thought everyone that I was attracted to found me a loser. And that shit just kept piling up to the point that if I look back at my relationship history, it's filled with these women who wouldn't treat me the way I want to be treated. They would make me feel insecure. They would make me feel like I'm not good enough, or they would make me feel like I'm downright ugly. And that's how my life has been. And in every relationship that I will put in a lot of effort and I would just overdo myself just to gain their love, their attention, and their affection, which never came. To the point that I have spent 12 years approximately in on and off relationships where I was treated like shit, like like shit. And I realized within each relationship that I was going through, it all had the same theme: people treating me like shit. These women never ever thought that I was someone worthy. Well, that's how my relationships have been throughout my teenage years. Now, what started happening was I began to realize that I might have some self esteem issues, maybe. Because being in these relationships made me realize that maybe these women are making me have self esteem issues. Well, I was so wrong. So, what really happened is I started to heal myself. But you watch some videos, you start realizing that you need to work on yourself, and I did all of that. By that time, I had no idea about how the human subconscious mind worked, but I pretty much healed a bit of myself. And then I met the girl that I really, really love. We were madly in love, and there are no words to describe how we felt with each other. But unfortunately, that relationship had a really, really bad end. Her mother didn't like me, and that's how that relationship ended. I was at the lowest point of my life because I thought I lost the love of my life. And that was the breaking point for me. And that feeling of you're not good enough, you just don't want to live anymore, and you feel like if I could have her in any other way, and I would thank the universe for giving me that one moment with her. But that never happened. I began to realize that maybe I'm not good enough. Why am I going through all of this? And it came to me that maybe I need to work on myself, because by that time I was a fitness trainer and I lost all my business. I was at rock bottom of my life. I lost everything. I lost all my relations and I lost all my friends, and I had no one but myself. And in that time, I asked myself, do I want to suffer? Because this feels like shit and I do not want to feel like shit. And I thought, no. So I thought, is there some way I can fix this situation? And I started wondering. And then I started doing some research about how does the human subconscious mind work? Because if you see, I have had so many relationships, but all of them had similar theme. They all left me feeling that I am unworthy and I am insecure and I do not deserve love. So, as I started diving into the world of subconscious, I started realizing and I started studying, and that got me so intrigued into this whole subconscious science. And I started studying how the human mind works. And I realized between all these relationships that I have had, the one common factor is me, myself. So, what's wrong with me? And then I started learning that I have a really anxious attachment style. And to my amazement, I had no idea what anxious attachment style actually meant. But when I started studying what anxious attachment style is, I started relating with it. And I was like, yep, that's me. Yep, that's me. I'm clingy. I have very insecure need to get validation from my partner, and I require reassurance, and I just want to be reminded day and night that I'm loved. And I was like, all right, that's me. So as I started learning more and more, and I wanted to heal myself, and I was like, all right, now I know a lot about what anxious attachment style is. How do I heal it? And that's when I started realizing that I need to figure out a way to heal this. And everything on the internet was like, you're going to have to work on yourself. It's going to take time. It's a long journey, blah, blah, blah. I was like, bullshit. I don't have time. I don't want to waste these prime years of my life working on myself and wasting my time. So I need to figure out a way to make it work faster. So that got me inside hypnotherapy. And as I went inside hypnotherapy, I started learning what is the fastest way to heal something. And that's when I started studying hypnotherapy and instant healing hypnosis. Now, as I started studying instant healing hypnosis, I realized something really important. That whatever we are subconsciously programmed between the ages of 1 to 9 is what happens in our lives in a ripple effect. Because between these ages of 1 to 9, our subconscious mind is developing. And as our subconscious mind is developing, its first point of contact in this world is our parents. We learn a lot about what relationships are through our parents. So I started wondering, if I have anxious attachment style because of my parents, so what do I need to heal? And that's when I figured out something really important. That is the role of a father and a role of a mother on a child's subconscious mind between the ages of 1 to 9. And that is the deal breaker. This is what you guys need to understand. So between the ages of 1 to 9, when the subconscious mind is developing and going through all these changes and adapting to all the environment that is around you, the role of a father plays a very important role. So a father at a subconscious level helps a child in developing traits like self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence, and identity. Now, if your relationship with a father figure wasn't great, so these four aspects will either be excess inside your subconscious mind, so you might have overconfidence and etc., or they might be in deficit, which means you might be underconfident. And I realized anxious attachment style is directly linked to the father wound. And to my amazement, I never had a great relationship with my father. It was really bad. I mean, it was horrible. I was abused on a daily basis, physically abused and tortured, and he wanted to discipline me into an ideal son. And I just couldn't be that son. So I developed this anxious attachment style between those ages. And I realized all I wanted to do was gain his affection, his love. And I was working hard towards it. And no matter whatever I did, it just wasn't enough. Now, are you observing something? Things that I did and what I felt between the ages of 1 to 9 was exactly what I was experiencing inside my relationships. It was just happening again and again. Now there was no father, but there was these women who were making me feel this again and again. And that's when I learned something really important about our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind will choose any situation that it finds really familiar to our childhood, and it will always align us with situations and people who make us feel like that. And to my amazement, I felt like shit between the ages of 1 to 9. And that's what I was attracting in my relationships. So I started learning how can I heal this. And that is when I realized instant healing hypnosis can be done if you know the point of origin when a toxic recurring pattern or a trauma bond started. So I went back inside my subconscious mind. I identified the moment when I actually developed this anxious attachment style. And this trauma bond was born. Once I realized what that moment was, it was all inside my subconscious mind. I healed it using instant healing hypnosis, and trust me, took me less than 3 to 5 minutes to heal it completely. Yes, 3 to 5 minutes. And I know in conventional therapy, it might take years, but in instant healing hypnosis, it doesn't take that long because we're not engaging with the human conscious mind. We are engaging with the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is fast in changing. Your conscious mind is highly resistant towards any change, and it's really stubborn. So once I did it, I realized something about myself. I started feeling good. And suddenly I had all this confidence inside of me, and I just felt an instant love towards myself. And I became so obsessed with healing myself that I started going inside my subconscious mind, healing each and every traumatic memory that I could recall. And as I started doing that, I became really confident about who I am. I started loving myself, and trust me on something, I discovered something else. We attract what we feel inside. So now I was really familiar with this feeling of self-confidence, self-love, and all that amazing things about myself. So as I started feeling this, to my amazement, you wouldn't believe, I ended up attracting so many women in my life who were downright obsessed with me. And I didn't even believe it because I was like, hey, coming from a background where I had self-esteem issues, now suddenly all these women just want to be with me and they're obsessed with me. And I was like, damn, something did happen. So what I realized by doing all of this is there are so many people out there going through exactly the same thing that I went through. And it came upon me that I can help heal so many people and save countless years of their life by the method that I used on myself, that is instant healing hypnosis. So I ended up developing an instant healing program where I help people go back into their subconscious mind and remove the influence of those toxic memories that created a ripple effect or a trauma bond in their life. And by now, I can't even recall how many people I have healed, and that makes me feel amazing. Every time I heal a client, I feel amazing because I realize this person was struggling with the same issue that I was struggling with. And now they do not have to deal with this, and their life is going to be amazing. And all my clients have a very big eye-opening moment when they realize that, hey, the whole trauma bond is gone. Now they have a really secure attachment style. And I have tons and tons of testimonials from my clients who are like, my life changed. And that's when I realized it's all in our subconscious mind. So if I can do it, so can you guys. Trust me, you can. You attract what you feel, and what you feel is developed between the ages of 1 to 9, and your dominant thoughts and beliefs are defined between these ages. Whatever those dominant thoughts and beliefs are is going to keep repeating in your life until you heal it. So I hope you guys learned something really important about your subconscious mind. And if you guys want to work with me, here are some details. Hi, I am Ax, an instant healing hypnotherapist. I have developed a 15 days instant healing program. In these 15 days, I will teach you how to understand your subconscious mind map and patterns to identify your relationship blockages. Then using instant healing hypnosis, I will teach you how to instantly heal any toxic recurring patterns, depression, anxiety, or PTSD in less than 3 minutes. So book your free mini therapy call with me by clicking the link to my website in the description below. And let's discuss how we can completely transform your life.